Word Wednesdays. So, what are the topics that are up for discussion? It may be love, health, or career. We could discuss the struggle, your worth, or your fears. Word speaks about it all, and all are welcome to pull up a chair. I could care less about your age, race, gender, status, or geographical location. I am here to address these topics every other Wednesday. That's the word, and that's me. I know you all been waiting patiently to sit here with me and sip a cup of tea. The overall message is unity, world peace, and most importantly, LOVE. Welcome back to Word Wednesdays. You are here with me, Nina St. Cyr. I am the founder of Written Smith 101. If you would like to learn more about me and the services that I offer to the general public, please visit the website at www.writtensmith101.org. The topic that is up for discussion today is titled Leaders, Followers, and Middle Grounders. Today we will discuss what leaders, followers, and middle grounders are. We will compare or answer the question that is up for debate and has been up for debate for several years. They also have research that has been done on this particular topic, this particular question. And it's, are leaders born or are they created? And we will also discuss why it is important to encourage your children to become leaders rather than followers. Now, what is a leader? These individuals are able to lead other individuals down a path of righteousness or down a path that is unrighteous. Their characteristic traits are confidence. They are very intelligent, great planners, action and goal orientated, focused, outspoken, and they are comfortable in a place of leadership. Followers. What are followers? These individuals are reluctant to be placed in a position of leadership because they are afraid of the responsibility of being placed in such a position. In some cases, they are leaders. However, they have not embraced the quality of being a leader. And this is why they live in the shadows of leaders. In most cases, they are passive, insecure, shy. In some cases, they are also lazy. Middle grounders. These individuals play the role of a leader and a follower, given the particular circumstance. They are typically well-rounded, adaptable, very intelligent, and in some cases can be manipulative. Now, it is evident what a leader is. It is also evident what a follower is. However, a middle grounder acts as a chameleon because these particular people, they can adapt in any situation. And you may not be able to identify whether they are a leader or a follower. Some people call these people shapeshifters. And this is why I said that they can be very manipulative in certain instances. Because think about it. If you put a middle grounder in the company of a follower, he or she is going to take on the position of a leader. As I mentioned earlier, the leader has the ability to lead righteously or unrighteously. So if this person is a follower and they possess the characteristic traits of a follower, they're very passive, insecure, lazy, shy, whatever the case is, that person is basically placed in a position that is most vulnerable. However, the middle grounder, when placed in front of a leader, can also play the role as a follower. And still, this person can be manipulative in that particular situation. Because this person can get whatever type of information that this person is trying to retrieve from someone and use it to their advantage. So you have to be very careful of the company you keep, because there's all types of individuals out there. You have to know who you surround yourself with. Now we are going to discuss whether leaders are born or created. As I said, this particular question is up for debate. There's research and a number of studies that has been done to answer this question. However, no one knows the true answer, despite having research and statistics and everything done in this arena. Now, in my opinion, most leaders are born. However, some are created. I believe that there is a leader within each and every individual. However, some are more comfortable in a position of leadership than others are. And they possess several characteristic traits that are inborn. And when I mean inborn, I mean that these traits were never taught to them. There are certain traits that each individual possess, and many of these traits are not taught. They are actually grown into. A friend of mine, for example, he told me that he told his son, I can't teach you how to be ambitious. That's something you have to figure out on your own, which is very true. That's something that cannot be taught. You can teach your child how not to be lazy. You can teach your child the basics of hard work, but you can't teach your child how to push forward, to be resilient, and to have that drive. That's something you cannot teach them. That's something that is inborn. It's within them. And some people are born with this trait and they know exactly what to do with it. And some people are born with this trait and they don't know what to do with it. This is what separates the leaders from the followers, and the middle grounders from the followers, and the middle grounders from the leaders. The middle grounders, they're totally different category because they're well-rounded. They know how to get around different individuals. Some may call a middle grounder a narcissist. However, some may refer to a leader as a narcissist. It's up for debate. However, we're going to move on and we're going to address the question why you should encourage your children to become leaders rather than followers. That's the obvious. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you want your child to have a head of his or her own in order to make decisions that are righteous rather than unrighteous. You would rather your child grow up to treat people fairly rather than unfairly. And you wouldn't want them to be swayed by anyone, you know? That's the evident question. It's not really too hard to understand. However, when you raise your children to be leaders, you lessen the potential of them becoming followers. Now, as I said before, I keep emphasizing the fact that there are many leaders. Some are righteous, some are not. Anyone can be a leader, and anyone can lead in a manner of their choosing. For example, Hitler was a leader. He led thousands, millions of people down a wrong path. Regardless of the fact whether he led righteously or not, he was a leader to many people. Many people believed in what he represented. That's why it's very important to encourage your children to be leaders, but not only leaders, to be righteous leaders. So when their time comes for them to have their children, or they come into friends that are not leaders, and they have to play that role of a leader, they will lead their friends and everyone around them in the right path. Believe it or not, you may think it's not your child's responsibility to raise other people's children, but you also want to be aware of who's around your child. You must also take that into consideration. And you must also be able to trust your child. If you cannot trust your child, you cannot trust your child's friends. So you want your children to be leaders. You don't want your children to be followers because they will follow the first person that's willing to lead. And if you happen to have a daughter and she happens to have a boyfriend and he says, "Hey, baby, come on, let's go rob this bank," and she's ready to follow, guess what's going to happen to her? She's going to go to jail right along with him. She'll be locked away in prison for Lord knows how long because she chose not to lead, but she chose to follow. You must also let your child know that leadership also comes with humility. That way your child do not grow up to be a narcissist. They don't grow up thinking they're better than everyone else and leading in a way that turns into bullying rather than appropriate leadership. So you want your child to be a leader. However, you want them to lead in such a manner that will keep them out of trouble, that will not turn them into a bully, but will keep them grounded in a manner that they can use these characteristics to encourage others to become leaders. They can use these characteristics to make you proud. They can use these characteristics to stay out of jail. They can use these characteristics to stay out of trouble, follow their instincts, and know when something is wrong and know when something is right. See, a follower is not able to assert themselves in a manner that lets someone know, look, I'm not down with whatever you want to do. They'll just follow. Because as I said, they will not put themselves in that position of leadership because they don't want the responsibility. Leadership requires a great deal of responsibility. It really does. As I mentioned earlier, look at Hitler. Look what he did with his leadership abilities. He influenced a large number of people and he sent them all down the wrong path. Anything is possible. Now, I'm going to wrap it up. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. I want you all to be blessed, prosperous, safe, healthy, and I just want you all to stay focused and keep your kids focused. Because if you're not focused, your children are definitely not going to be focused. And if you're going to encourage your children to be leaders, you have to lead. Be blessed. I'll speak to you soon.